Sanchez, whatever has got on there, he left his best player out in a crucial match.
Don't see it.
Can you understand why?
No. Don't see it, and I don't even believe, Dion, it was for tactical reasons. Because if you're playing Giroud and you're saying we want to go a little bit more direct, Liverpool played Matip and Klavan, dominant centre half,
and I love that.
Yeah, so I don't believe what Arsene Wenger's saying. He dropped him for tactical reasons. There's obviously a fallout. We know for a fact there is. Arsene Wenger might deny it, but the rumours coming out of there that there has been a fallout. And if you're picking an 11 to go to Anfield to get results, Alexis Sanchez has to be in that side.
And you're actually playing against somebody that's trying to take one of those last 3-4 spots. You have to beat them. You have to get the better of them. And your best player by a mile.
And they're a bit, Arsenal were fragile, but Liverpool were fragile as well, clearly after the Leicester defeat.
There's your chance. Play the best you've got. Sanchez is the best player they've got. No input at all. When he came on, huge input. Picking great passes out, putting Danny Welbeck in for his goal. There must have been something behind the scenes. It was never, ever for tactical reasons.
The only out I can give Arsene Wenger is it depends on what was said from Alexis Sanchez and Arsene Wenger. Because Max Allegri had this at Juve a couple of weeks ago with Bonici, and there was some language said, and Max Allegri dropped him for a really important Champions League game. So he'd done the right thing. So it depends on
Conte dropped Costa earlier this season. There is a time, if you overstep the mark, it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't know exactly what words were said between Alexis Sanchez and Arsene Wenger, because there obviously is words. So if you're Arsene Wenger, you are in a difficult position, because you know 10 times out of 10, you're playing Alexis Sanchez.
You cut your nose off, aren't you? Cutting your nose off to spite your face as well.
Let's have a look at pictures today, because they're training ahead of the Bayern Munich game tomorrow night, where, of course, they're 5-1 down. So here it is at London Colney this morning. Good morning.
Oh, that's warm.
Okay, well, but it's just, to be honest, I don't think, he wasn't a lingering handshake with anybody there.
The only reason as staff you don't play a player is because you've either been moved to the top man who the manager is, or the manager's staff. If it's a player-on-player thing, you let players get on with it.
Definitely.
Go on, and you want to see a bit of fight and a bit of hunger. But if it's to do with your staff and you've been moved to the boss or the staff, then everything changes.
But just before we hear from Wenger, one of the arguments advanced last night, as you saw on social media, is that there needs to be a player at Arsenal who is going, this isn't good enough. So this is actually a club where there needs somebody kicking off and bashing heads together and saying, this should improve.
So it's not Alexis Sanchez's fault that he's demanding more from the players in training and demanding more from the players from each other in a match day. I mean, listen, he'd walk into any team in France, he'd walk into any team in Serie A, right? Walk into any team in Germany, and you might argue Real Madrid, Barcelona. I mean, they've just got a ridiculous amount of players.
Well, he's already been there once.
That's what I'm saying, but we're talking,
we walk into any team in England.
Messi and
any team in England.
Any team in England. Walks into any team in England. He's an upgrade on any player in any team in England. So, if you're Liverpool, by the way, and you see the team sheet come in, and you're Klavan and Matip,
you are delighted.
Over the moon. He's not playing.
Guys.
As a centre-half.
Okay, this is Arsene Wenger this morning at the press conference.
A lot of media coverage about this story in the last 24 hours. Are you saying that it's completely false, made up?
Yes, completely false, but I understand that you have to fill the newspapers, and we respect that. And when you don't win the games, it's not always down to real stories, and we have to accept that,
Can I ask you what your relationship is like with Sanchez at the moment?
Honest and normal, like with every single player.
Well, no bust up, he says. He's going to say no bust up, isn't he? He's not going to publicly admit to a bust up, is he?
Well, on a technicality, he might get away with it because it might have been his number 2 that was involved. But there has been a bust up between the player and staff.
To leave him out, there has to be something. Leave him out, you can't leave him out a big game.
Look at the stats that are in there now in the top 5 leagues around Europe. I've just said he walks into many a club,
and that backs it up. Any of those teams on that screen, he can get into. Any of those, because he contributes so much.
So where a bit of creative tension is good, as you were saying. You were saying that sometimes, the manager can leave it to the players to sort it out amongst themselves. What does this tell you, for you two, what does this say about the state of Arsenal at the moment?
It's, the playing side of it, they're still looking for that voice, that figure. I don't think, and I did see on social media that he's the man to take them forward, he'll look after the lads and he'll be the captain. I think physically, what he does physically means follow me. He runs a lot. He works hard. You can follow him through his actions, but as a captain, vocally, I don't think he's that kind of person, in my opinion. So if he's done wrong, it's only going to be to the staff. The players need him to play. Where are the goals going to come from?
The football club now is in dire straits, in my opinion.
Do you think it's that bad?
I think it's that bad because you lose Alexis Sanchez. There's every chance Mesut Ozil will copy and he'll walk away. Because he's openly said, I'll sign my contract if Alexis Sanchez does. So where on earth, doesn't matter who's in charge. Well, it does matter who's in charge because they're going to attract big players. But if you're Arsene Wenger and you lose them two players, how much money have you got to go and spend in world football to replace Ozil and Sanchez? And by the way, they've got to work.
Yeah. Because how can you attract players in if you haven't got attractive players? I've said this many times. You've got to have good players in there to attract more good players so they can play with good players.
So actually he and Ozil are the magnet to attract the others.
You can go out if you're Arsene Wenger and you can try and spend 75, 80, 100 million pounds on a couple of players to replace them. But you're not guaranteed they're going to be success in the Premier League. It's a demanding league. And that's why sometimes Mesut Ozil struggles. But this guy doesn't. Because if you want someone, as we were saying before, to go away from home, that you're guaranteed and whatever. Because, by the way, he still could have played Giroud and went long. He didn't have to play Iwobi. He didn't have to play Danny Welbeck. Who's the better player, Iwobi, Danny Welbeck, or Sanchez?
Yeah,
it's Sanchez. Exactly. So he could have played as a 10. So I just, I don't buy Arsene Wenger, what you're saying.
It's a huge loss to Arsenal if he does go. And if he does go, I think that'll be a snowball then to other players just to find.
And by the way, if he does go anywhere in the Premier League, that's denting Arsenal big time.
Well,
because it's improving every other side.
You would think that Arsenal might have learnt their lesson with the Van Persie situation. The rumours are Juve and PSG. He's 28. If you sell him for 30, of course you want to keep him. But if you sell him for 30 million to PSG, who are going to pay him considerably more than Arsenal are prepared to pay, well, sometimes that's just the marketplace of football.
And that'd be a steal, by the way, at 30
I was just going to say you'd want a lot more than 30, wouldn't you?
He's 28.
That'd be a steal.
Yeah. All right, 30, 35, whatever. You know, they pay 35 million, they get their money back. He's 3 years older.
Yeah, but it's not getting your money back, is it? I know what you're saying, but to replace him, you're gonna have to. You can't spend 35 and replace him. You've got to spend 60.
It's really difficult to find a player that could replace him, not just for his goals, but his all-round play. He wants to work.
But if he's being disruptive in the dressing room and if he's getting at other players and if he's being detrimental to team harmony, then maybe sometimes you have to.
But there's got to be a bigger picture.
Ruud van Nistelrooy was shipped out of Manchester United when they perceived he was that, didn't?
But there's got to be a bigger picture why he's kicking off.
Yeah, of course.
And reading between the lines, it has to be because the players and the staff are not. I wouldn't say they're not trying, but they're not giving as much as what he's giving.
It's the team, isn't it?
Yes.
The team isn't
successful. The manager. That's where the manager starts to make his money. By the way, can I deal with him? How do I deal with him? So Alex Ferguson did it with Ronaldo and
Yapstam,
Cantona, Beckham. He knew how to deal with these people. Now you've got to say, right, hold a minute, I can't deal with Sanchez like that. Let me just bang an arm around him and just look after him, keep him happy. And then the harmony's right in the dressing room.
The way it's translated, though, at the moment, look at the top of the table, is this little graphic we want to show people of the top six and when they play each other. And Arsenal's record, as you can see, is absolutely terrible, the way that they are at the bottom of this table. Ironically, Liverpool are at the top.
Yeah.
So you think, really, Liverpool should be winning the league, but they're not very good against teams in the lower half of the table, which is why the Burnley match coming up quite soon is so crucial. But it shows Arsenal's failings, doesn't it?
Exactly. It shows you Arsenal against the big sides, as we've been saying for years, by the way. They haven't got the mentality or the toughness to go to these big sides and get results. You know, because you look at Arsenal's players and you look at the manager and you look at everything about Arsenal Football Club. It's a very classy football club. Always has been. Always been great to play against.
Brilliant, great place to play. Yeah.
Being super professional. And you know you're going into a game of football. So therefore, you play your best 11 and you've got a manager like Arsene Wenger that wants open, attractive football. There's every chance you're going to beat 80% of the teams in the Premier League. It's what have you got different to turn over the big sides?
I think what the difference is, the first thing you have to do is be strong and have a good spine to your team, and then everything else happens off of that. And Arsenal haven't had that for a long time. Leicester had it last year. United had it when they won the league. Chelsea have got it now. Yeah. That's why they look so good. They get the basics right first. And then they just sprinkle the dust on with Hazard and Costa and all that kind of stuff. So you could get your backbone right first, and then everything else will happen.
You could imagine, come the summer, you could imagine that spine, because they're going to need a new goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Petr Cech's been great, but they're going to need a real number one in his prime there. There's an argument to say they might need another centre-half. There's certainly Coquelin and Xhaka haven't done it this season, so you might need there. And all of a sudden, you've lost Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah. Okay. They've just got it the wrong way round, Arsenal. Everything's pretty, but no back.
Well, you've depressed
apart from that,
doing really well.
Everything's all right, yeah.
So you've depressed every Arsenal fan around the world. They look like Arsene Wenger does at the moment. What about your old club, Liverpool? I mean, talk about inconsistent.
Bonkers.
I mean, talk about inability to understand what they're about.
Something like the Harlem Globetrotters, aren't they? Because in the big games, they turn up. And they were brilliant against Arsenal, by the way. Even with Alexis Sanchez, they might not have won that game, Arsenal, because Liverpool were that good. It's how can they not get results against the teams down at the bottom? And who's coming up next? Burnley. So it's one of them.
What did Burnley do to them earlier this season? Beat them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's something that needs addressing at Liverpool. Mane's obviously a massive help coming back. But, I'd rather have that graphic in a way where they're sitting top beating the big boys than being rubbish against the big boys and being great against the smaller teams. Because that tells me they're not a million miles away, Liverpool.
And the Liverpool of the weekend, Firmino, Coutinho, Lallana, outstanding. Mane, outstanding. They take all the plaudits because they were brilliant. And again, back to the spine of the sea, you don't really hear about those kind of players. They just do their job. They do their job to the best and let all these guys take all the plaudits. They don't mind that. That's what they're there to do.
Let's see what we're talking about this time next week with Liverpool then, eh?
I won't be wearing red across.
Yeah, exactly. No, you won't. Okay, Arsenal struggling with their North London rivals. Tottenham are